I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the First Lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the First Lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
Told Sunny.
Get ready, because this story is about to get wild. We're diving into a major legal showdown, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss a second. The drama involves none other than Melania Trump, the former First Lady of the United States, who is suing a host from The View in a defamation case with a jaw-dropping price tag. Here's the scoop. Melania is taking legal action over some explosive remarks made by the hosts of The View on a recent episode. And when I say explosive, I mean they didn't hold back. This isn't just another celebrity spat. It's a high-stakes legal battle that could have significant consequences for how public figures are talked about in the media. People are already buzzing about it. So what exactly happened? During the show, the hosts were discussing Melania's time as First Lady, and let's just say their comments weren't exactly kind. In fact, one host even implied that Melania didn't really want the role of First Lady in the first place, and suggested that her marriage to Donald Trump might not have been all sunshine and roses. Those are some bold and personal statements, especially about someone as high-profile as Melania. But it didn't stop there. The remarks turned into a full-on roast of Melania's time in the White House. The hosts continued to make controversial comments about her, fueling the fire of this defamation lawsuit. Melania isn't backing down, and she's making it clear that she's going all in for justice. This legal battle is one to watch.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
That's unfortunate.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant.
Watch, as it could shape the future of how public figures are talked about in the media. The hosts of The View went after Melania Trump's time in the White House, critiquing everything from her redecorating choices to her attitude toward Christmas traditions. One host even implied that Melania didn't care about being First Lady, suggesting she was resentful and simply going through the motions. When comments like this dive into someone's personal life, you can bet it's going to stir up controversy. So Melania wasn't about to sit back and let it slide. Known for her private nature, Melania has always kept her personal life out of the public.
So let me ask you this, because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And
look, The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
Guy. So when these attacks hit close to home, she wasn't pleased. Instead of letting the comments slide, she took action, filing a defamation lawsuit against the host. Melania argues that their remarks weren't just false, they were seriously damaging to her reputation. This isn't about bruised egos or a PR stunt. It's about Melania standing her ground, protecting her image, and putting a stop to the spread of lies about her. Legal battles like this aren't common, especially for high-profile figures like her. Most would release a statement and move on. But Melania isn't playing that game. By taking this to court, she's sending a clear message. She won't allow people to trash her character without consequences. It's about accountability, and she's coming at it full force. Let's dive into why this lawsuit is such a big deal. It's not just another celebrity feud. It's about something much bigger. What's fair game when it comes to talking about public figures? This case raises huge questions, like where do we draw the line between free speech and media responsibility?
These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what The View's audience loves. It is targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now, this is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tensions. The former president says he thinks his wife should be allowed to think for herself.
How do we protect someone's personal reputation without stifling freedom of expression? Melania's lawsuit could set a major precedent for how these cases are handled in the future. If she wins, it could change the way media outlets approach stories about politicians, celebrities, and their families. Imagine shows like The View and others having to rethink how they discuss public figures' personal lives. If the media becomes more cautious about what they say, it could alter the landscape of public discourse. However, there's also the flip side. This lawsuit could spark a debate about whether it might limit free speech. How far can we go in criticizing public figures before crossing a line? Should the media be cautious about discussing these people's lives at all? It's a tricky balance to strike. Now let's talk timing, because that's where it gets even more interesting. Melania files this lawsuit right when Donald Trump is making headlines for a whole other set of reasons. Some people are already wondering if this is a strategic move to shift the spotlight back onto her, especially with all the political drama surrounding Trump. With his controversies dominating the news, maybe Melania is taking this step to reclaim some attention for herself. Melania Trump's decision to take legal action is certainly worth considering as her way of reestablishing her presence in the media world, but let's not forget what really sparked this entire situation, the comments that pushed her to say enough is enough, and trust me, those comments were intense. One host actually claimed that Melania hated her husband and didn't even want to live with him anymore. Can you believe that? Such personal statements are not only incredibly damaging, but they also cross a major line. For many viewers, it was one of those moments where you had to hit rewind and think, did they really just say that? The audacity left many people shaking their heads.
Allegedly, he was cheating while Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yes.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant, I'm not attracted to her big belly or something, and now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
In situations like this, the line between expressing an opinion and spreading harmful gossip gets blurry. But what's really wild is that Melania didn't just sit back and let it slide. Instead, she acted fast. And that's surprising because most public figures in her position would likely issue a statement or just ignore the situation. But Melania? She's not playing around. She took the fight straight to court, filing a $100 million defamation lawsuit. Yes, you heard that right. This is no publicity stunt. It's a serious legal battle, and Melania is making it crystal clear that she means business. The lawsuit isn't just about media drama. It's about protecting her reputation, both personally and publicly, for the long haul. Honestly, it's a bold move, and one that's fascinating to watch unfold. It shows that Melania is determined to stand up for herself and her image no matter the stakes. What does this all mean for the rest of us? This situation raises big questions about the line between media freedom, public scrutiny, and personal privacy. Can celebrities and politicians truly expect their private lives to be off limits, or is public attention just part of the deal when you're in the spotlight? And where exactly is the line?
You know who has been bragging all over the campaign trail about how he's the one that overturned Roe v. Wade, but apparently his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Line between free speech and outright defamation. This case could completely reshape media law. Experts say the outcome might send shockwaves through the entertainment industry. If Melania wins, it could force a complete rethink on how the media covers personal stories about public figures, whether they're celebrities, politicians, or their families. But not everyone agrees with her taking this to court. Some believe it's a publicity stunt, while others argue that Melania is finally standing up for herself and setting necessary boundaries for what's acceptable in media coverage. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but one thing is clear. This lawsuit is putting a spotlight on how media handles personal lives and may spark major changes in how public figures are discussed. This case brings up some seriously complicated issues about fame, privacy, and media responsibility. As the lawsuit makes its way through the courts, everyone will be watching closely, whether it's to see how Melania handles the situation, how The View responds, or what kind of precedent this case might set moving forward. This isn't just about a big payout or headline-grabbing drama. It's about changing the game and setting new standards for what the media can say about public figures while defining where the boundaries should be. If Melania comes out on top, it could lead to significant changes in how shows like The View and major news outlets handle controversial or personal stories about those in the spotlight. The drama is far from over, and you can bet we'll be keeping you updated on all the twists and turns as they unfold. So, what do you think? Is Melania right to stand her ground, or is this lawsuit crossing a line when it comes to free speech? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on this case or anything else going on in the world of media, politics, and entertainment.